Ask yourself this question. If you disappeared for 90 days right now, what would happen to your business? Not a vacation where, you bring your laptop and you're checking emails on Slack, but actually gone. You're unreachable. You're not available. Would your business keep running? Would revenue keep coming in? Would clients get served? Would your team know what to do? Or would everything kind of fall apart within a week or two, right? For most founders, the answer is pretty scary. The business would basically die without them. Not because the team is incompetent, but because the entire operation is built around the founder being essential. And in this video, I'm going to show you what it takes to build a business that runs without you, why most businesses fail this test, and how to set up systems so that everything keeps moving even when you're not there. So let's get into it. Now, you may be thinking, okay, why would I need to disappear for 90 days? I mean, it's not a realistic scenario. Okay, maybe not, right? But life happens, health issues, family emergencies, burnout, or maybe just a new opportunity. What if you want to start something new? What if you get a chance that you can't pass up but requires your full attention? Or what if you just want to take a real break without, bringing your laptop everywhere you go and without your phone blowing up? Right now, you can't really do any of that. Because why? Your business depends on you and needs you every single day. And that's not freedom. That's a prison that you built for yourself. So the 90-day test isn't about actually leaving for 3 months. It's about building a business that could survive if you did. Because if it can run for 90 days without you, then it can definitely run for a couple of weeks while you take a real vacation, right? Or for a week while you can focus on something strategic. Or even for a day without you checking messages every single hour. Or even for just a day without you checking messages throughout the day every hour. So the standard, I would say, is 90 days and, the benefit you will get on a daily basis. Now, most businesses are built with the founder as the central component, holding everything together, basically like a human glue. You're the one who knows how everything works. You're the ones that, clients maybe expect to work with. You're the one who makes all the decisions. You're the ones who solves all the problems. If you remove yourself, then the whole thing will break. And that happens because of how you grew and designed the business. Early on, being essential made sense. It was just you. Of course, everything goes through you, but you never transitioned out of this role, right? So you kept being the person who does everything, even as you hired people. So you stayed at the center, even as the business got bigger, and now you're basically trapped there. Your team doesn't know how to operate without you because they never really had to. Your clients expect you because that's what you sold them. That was always what they got. Your systems require you because you never build them to work independently without you. You're not stuck because your business needs you. You're stuck because you build a business that needs you, right? So you trained your team and basically your clients to need you all the time. So for a business to run for 90 days without you, there are 4 things that need to be true. First of all, your team needs to know what decisions they can make without asking you. Because right now, if you're like most businesses, every decision escalates to you because you never define what's theirs to own versus what needs your input, right? But they need clear authority and boundaries. These decisions you make, these other decisions you can check with me on, right? So here's the framework for how you tell them, these are the decisions you can make, and these are the decisions that you need to bring to me. And here's the framework for how to decide. When you're gone, they use the framework instead of messaging you. Your operations need documented processes that anyone can follow. Not just in your hand, but written down step by step. This is how we onboard clients. This is how we deliver. This is how we handle support, and so on and so on. So someone new could read it and execute without having worked there before. That's the idea. Next, your revenue needs to be systematic and not dependent on your personal hustle. So if revenue only happens because you're the one who's selling or you're the one who's delivering the value, and then, of course, it's going to stop when you leave, right? You need marketing that runs automatically without you. You need delivery that doesn't require you personally. You need sales processes that your team can execute, and that's going to allow you to step back. And the next thing you need is the performance needs to be measurable so that problems get caught on early and without you looking. If something breaks while you're gone, how will anybody know? Well, they need to have scorecards showing key metrics for their particular processes and things that they're doing in the business. Someone needs to be checking those numbers regularly and updating them. You need to set clear thresholds for when to escalate or take action. Not everything requires these 4. And if you put these things in place, That's how you create a business that can keep functioning without you being the glue holding it all together, right? Now, the biggest hole in most businesses is decision authority. So your team asks you about everything because they don't know what they're allowed to decide. Can I give this refund? Should I approve this expense? Is it okay to handle this? Every question like this is them basically asking for permission. And as long as that's true, you can't leave. So first of all, you need to transfer decision authority, not just delegate tasks and assign tasks, in Asana or ClickUp or whatever you're using, but transfer the power to also make decision and to make the call. For every type of decision, you can simply define what level requires whose approval. So for example, customer or client refunds under $500, your team decides. If it's over $500, they check with you. Or let's say marketing spend under $1,000 a month, marketing person should approve it. If it's over that, then it needs your approval, right? Hiring decision for junior roles, department leads should handle that. If they're senior roles, then obviously you're going to be involved. So you make it explicit, not vague guidelines, but actual threshold and frameworks for each important core function of your business. Now, when something comes up, your team will know if it's theirs to handle or if it needs to be escalated to you. Most decisions should be theirs, and you're not in the loop on every single thing. You're free to do the strategic work that your business requires from you. Now, let's talk about the documentation that actually matters, because you don't need to document everything. You need to document what breaks if it's done wrong. So client onboarding, if that's inconsistent, clients will get confused and they'll cancel, right? You'll get a bad reputation. So you need to document it, that's for sure. Core delivery, if this is different every time based on who's doing it, then the quality will suffer, so you need to document it. Critical workflows that happen frequently, if they fail, major problems cascade, they compound. So those are the things that you need to document. But you don't have to document every, edge case and every possible scenario, every little thing that could possibly happen, because that's overkill and nobody will use it and it's not a good use of your time. So you start with the checklist version. Here are the steps. Here are the decision points. Here's what good looks like. That's what we're trying to do. And that's enough for someone to execute without you, right? A detailed manual can always come later if you really need it. But the checklist needs to exist now so your team can start doing the work without asking you. And it needs to be accessible where people actually work. So not buried in a Google Drive folder that nobody looks at. Right now, it has to be right there in the tool that they're using to do the work. Now let's talk about the communication structure. So when you're gone, how does communication work? Who needs to know what? How do updates happen? What gets escalated and to whom, and so on, right? Most businesses have no structure for this. Communication only works because the founder is in every channel and they're seeing everything. But what you really need is defined rhythms. You need, let's say weekly team update on Mondays, project status reports on Fridays, client check-ins on a set schedule, monthly performance reviews. These happen whether you're there or not, right? It's baked into the system. Someone owns running each meeting. You shouldn't be the person who runs every meeting and, comes up with the agenda. Someone else should be doing it. Someone also owns making sure that the information flows, right? And you need escalation paths. If this type of problem comes up, here's who handles it. If it's bigger than what they can solve, then it goes to this person and so on. So you make rules for everything that's critical inside your business. And only catastrophic issues should come to you when you're unavailable. And only catastrophic issues need to reach you when you're in your sort of unavailable period, right? Everything else gets handled with a defined structure. Now, this keeps the business moving instead of everyone waiting for you to get back and tell them what to do. Now, let's talk about a test run, because obviously you can't just disappear for 90 days and hope it's going to work, right? You have to test it, so you're going to start small. Maybe you take a day off, fully off, no email, no Slack, no checking in. You tell your team, hey, I'm not reachable except a crazy emergency. And then you see what happens. What breaks, what questions pile up, what decisions wait for you, and that's going to show you the gaps. Maybe decision authority wasn't clear enough. Maybe documentation is missing for key processes. Maybe somebody doesn't know what they own, right? It wasn't clear to them. So you're going to fix those gaps, and then you're going to test again, right? Maybe you're going to take a couple of days off this time, and you see what's different. And then you can, progress, and you take a week off, and so on. So you're improving and getting feedback and then improving again. But you keep extending the test until you can be gone for a month without anything breaking. And then at that point, basically 90 days is just more of the same, right? If you can be gone for a month, you can be gone for 3 months. Your team will know how to operate. Your systems will keep running. Your revenue will keep flowing. And you've built something that doesn't need you every day to survive. So the goal is not to abandon your business and abdicate your responsibility. It's to build a business that doesn't trap you, that can function without you. If your business can run for 90 days without you, then it means you've built something real. You build something with systems and not just your personal effort, right? You build something with a capable team and not just like you putting in superhuman effort and like long hours every single week. You build something that creates value independently of whether you show up every day, because it shouldn't require your daily involvement. So define decision authority clearly, you document your core processes, you make revenue systematic, you build communication structure, and then you test it in small increments. And that's how you build a business that runs without you. And that's how you create actual freedom instead of just owning a very stressful and highly demanding job, right? And that's how you know that you build something that you can scale, you can sell, or you just keep running it and it's going to give you your life back.